Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Chunky here, back with another motherfucking video. You already know what it is. You already know what's gonna go down here. We're gonna grub, we're gonna eat. This is a mukbang, and I'm gonna tell y'all some of the fucking cheese man gossip with you guys. So get ready to get hungry, and let's go. So we're gonna be eating some asada fries, loaded asada fries. We got cheese, guacamole, pico de gallo. We got everything up in that bitch. Look at that shit. Thumbnail. All right, so this mukbang is gonna be a part 2 of the last mukbang that I uploaded. So okay, there's a backstory to the last mukbang. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I did cut it a bit short because I was a little angry for 2 reasons. I didn't have enough ranch. If y'all noticed, I did not have enough ranch to finish the video. Bitch, don't fuck with my ranch. If you fuck with my ranch, I will have a tantrum and I will be mad and I will be angry. So don't fuck with my ranch, okay? I sent Vato to go get that food and he didn't bring enough ranches and he didn't make sure that they packed my extra ranch. So I was pissed. So I was just like, you know what? It's really hard filming videos because like you already have the food, you already ate. Like you don't want to waste your time. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to hurry up, do a part 1, and maybe if people have some questions, I'll do a part 2. So I'm gonna answer some questions from the video. I know you guys want me to eat, but I'm gonna answer some questions. First and foremost, I'm gonna answer some questions from my homie from Instagram. He's always messaging me. He's been a long time supporter. Shout out to my homie. What's your name? I don't even know your name. This is him right here. This is his Instagram. Shout out to you. You guys, you always watch me. You always watch me and message me. I love you. Thank you for supporting me for so long. He's so funny. Me and him have like a funny relationship. Okay, so he asked some questions on the last video. So I'm going to try the fries. I've never tried the fries. This is from Pepe's Burgers. I'm going to grub on these and then I'm going to answer some questions. He left me some voicemails of some of the questions he had from my last video. So I'm going to grub a little bit and then I'm going to play the questions, okay? So let's see. Let's try to use asada fries. It's been a while since I've had asada fries on this channel. Creamy, cheesy, salty, guacamole. They gave me 4 different salsas. Okay. That one's good. The second one's good. The first one just tastes like water and fucking chile de algo. I hate when they give you red salsa and it just tastes like fucking water, salt, and chile de algo. Pues no mames. They all taste a little watered down, but they're good. They give a little kick. They give a little something. I like this one the best. This one has like a little bit of flavor and a little bit of chile flavor. I like the green one. The guacamole is delicious, fresh. This is a great choice. It's simple to eat, has everything in there. Okay. So if you're confused and you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about and this is the first time you're seeing my video, go watch my other video. The one underneath this one. Okay. I had people in the comments of that video also ask questions, but I'm going to prioritize these because they're actual voice messages. So he asked this one.
Okay, girl. So, my first question is, so when your man got locked up and he ended up going away and stuff like that, like, who took care of you? Where did you stay at? Like, you know, who helped you out? Like, how did you have money, like, for things and stuff like that? So that's the first question. And then, wait, what's the second question?
Okay. So, he's referring to my daughter's father. My oldest daughter has another father other than my other two kids. So, my daughter's father ended up getting locked up while I was pregnant. I was 6 months pregnant. And I stated that in the video, you know, I was just talking about how I was a teen mom, and it was really hard to do it without somebody there for you, without, like, you know, your significant other there to support you. So I did fortunately have my mom to help me out. I had my dad, he was there financially, which is my mom's husband. You know, at first they were mad, and I thought, like, my first initial thought was that I was gonna have to really, like, just push to do everything on my own, because the first few months I did everything on my own. I walked to the doctor, I took the bus to the doctor, I signed myself up for emergency Medi-Cal, and I took myself to the doctor, and I did everything by myself, because my mom, when she found out, she was very upset, and all right, so, because I was young, and I know that they wanted more from me, and I understood that then, and I understand that now. So the people at the office where I got emergency Medi-Cal at told me that I could sign up for Medi-Cal, food stamps, and money when I had my baby. So ultimately I ended up signing up for Medi-Cal, food stamps, and cash aid, and that's how I was able to have money, like, for my baby and all that. I was staying with my mom and dad still, so I didn't have to worry about, like, paying rent or anything. But I really didn't know. I was kind of at limbo with myself, because I didn't know if my mom and dad were gonna ask me for rent. I didn't know if they were gonna say, you know, this is too much for us, like, or you know, you're of age, you're gonna be 18, you need to pay rent, or, you know, kind of like say I need a job or something, you know. So I had no idea. Like, they could have sprung that on me anytime. I wasn't expecting them to be so cool about it and be like, okay, you know what, like, you don't have to pay rent or anything, you know. But I did have that in mind, so I was like, okay, like, if they do tell me that I gotta pay rent, I'm just gonna have to get a job. Like, I'm gonna have to work it out. But I definitely was in that mode where I was ready to take on whatever the world threw at me. I had that all in mind. I had that if I had to pay rent, if I had to find a babysitter, if I had to do this, do that, I took care of it right away. So when my baby father got locked up, I sprung into action. I went into fight or flight. I did everything myself. I signed up for cash aid. I signed up for emergency Medi-Cal. I was taking myself to the doctor. So I really didn't need him. I really didn't need a man. You don't need a man, technically. You don't need a man. But emotional purposes, when you're having a baby with your partner, you want that. Your body needs that. Your soul needs that. Your mind needs that extra support. And I didn't have that. So, you know, so that question is that I just basically did everything by myself, and luckily I still lived with my mom and dad, and my mom and dad did help me out. My mom and dad ended up helping me out a little bit later on in my pregnancy, like when I was like 8 months pregnant, they came around. And when I told my mom, because I know you might have that question, when I told my mom I was pregnant, I didn't tell her. My biological mom told her. My biological mother, like, if you guys don't know, I didn't live with my biological mom for a long time. My aunt raised me, but every so often I would go with my biological mother. I would go visit her, go see her, but she was very mentally, emotionally, and physically abusive towards me ever since I was little up until I was an adult. She was very manipulative, and the only reason why I would go visit her is because my heart and my soul wanted my mom. And that's just on period. Like, your heart, your soul just wants your parents, you know, regardless of what, where, who, what, when, what happened. Like, that's just what your heart wants. And unfortunately, it was never able to work out. She was never able to be a real mother to me, so I let it go. And you know, I had to understand, like, she's never gonna really like love me or care for me because she has problems, mental issues. So I loved, even though I loved my aunt, and that's the thing I really like cherish about my aunt. I don't call her my aunt at all, never have, never will. I call her my mom. The only thing I mean, the thing that I really cherish about her is that she never held that against me. She never felt bad about it. Not that I know of. I think I've asked her before, and she was like, no, like, that's your mom, you know, like, that's your mom. So she was always like, okay, you want to go with your mom, I'll take you, like, I'll drop you off. But she still told me, like, you got to be careful for her. She still warned me, but still let me do what I wanted to do. And ultimately I understood that she was never going to be like mentally there. So she ended up getting involved. I told her, and she told my aunt. And just because she was like nosy and evil and just like wanted to tell her before I told her. And I was like, why did you tell her? I wanted to tell her. And she ended up calling her and telling her before I even got home. I remember I was with friends. I was at her house like earlier in the day, and then I told her, and she was shocked. I told her who it was from, because the guy was her neighbor, and she was shocked. And then she ended up telling my aunt. She ended up calling my aunt, telling her. And then when I got home, my aunt was like, your mom told me what's going on, like, what's going on. And I told her, and I go, I can't believe my mom told you. I wanted to tell you. And she was like, yeah, she called me, she told me. And I was just like, fuck, I should have never told that woman. So, second question.
My second sorry, I didn't think about it for a minute. My second question is, has your daughter ever met her dad before? Like, has she ever met him before or talked to him before? Third question is he out of jail now? Well, I guess that's not a third question, but is he out of jail now? Do you guys have any contact? Does your daughter visit him? Like, do they ever spend time together?
Okay, so for that question is, she has met him, but she really doesn't want to be around him, so that's her choice. I'm not gonna go too much into it, but period, point blank, like, I always give her the decision. If she wants to see her dad, it's still open if she wants to. When he got out, I did talk to him, and I figured out that he has not changed, and he is not really mentally stable enough to really see my daughter. I don't feel like comfortable with it. So we had just made a decision where if she didn't want to see him, then I was okay with that. I was more than okay with that. but he did end up like seeing her. He went to her birthday party once, when she was, I think, 12. I think she was 12 years old. He took her a present, whatever. Like, I feel like he wants to do the right thing, and he wants to try, but you know, he's just not stable enough mentally and all that. So after I kind of tried, when he got out, I kind of tried with him, like, for him to see his daughter, because I was already in a relationship with, you know, my man. I kind of felt it out and kind of like wanted to see like how he was mentally, and I just felt like it wasn't there. So right now, no, there's no contact. So that's that. What else? What was the other question? He did get out. He got out. He's been out about for like going on 3 years now. So 12, no, it's 4, almost 4 years now, I think. Damn, time flies. Time fucking flies. Where I've been at? I've been on social media. That's where I've been. Social media goes by quick. If you live your life on social media, that shit, you're on the fucking phone, and then boom, you turn around and it's fucking 4 years already. Damn. Another question somebody asked, and I'm gonna end with this question, is they asked about, someone said this was that last video was the first video that I had ever said that Vato was a dad before I had kids with him. Now here's the thing about that. I don't speak on other people's children, because they were like asking about his children, asking about if Vato sees them and stuff like that, and that's just not for me to answer. That's not nobody else's business, because this is my channel. This is like, I'll tell you about my kids, I'll tell you about me, I'll tell you about things that go on in my life, but for respect reasons, because I have respect for other people and other people's children, I don't speak on that. That ain't none of my business. That ain't none of my business to be speaking about. So I'm not gonna speak on it. And we're gonna leave it at that. Like, there's just no reason for me to speak on anybody else's children. So with that being said, just know that everything is good. We're good. God is good. We are blessed. And I'm happy to be at the spot that I am now, like in the place that I am now in life. And you know, God is good, and I hope that I answered some questions. I hope I answered, you know, some of you guys' questions. Shout out to my homie that asked those questions. I love you guys. Stay chunky, because chunky is beautiful. Don't forget to tell your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your Sanchos, your brothers Sancha, your brothers Sancha's brothers, cousins, uncles, your fucking friends Sanchos, your friend's boyfriend, your friend's side dude, your cousin, your uncle, your brother, your brother's brother's sister's half cousin. Tell them all to fucking subscribe to my channel, because it's, you know, it's good and shit like that. All right. I love you guys. I'm going too far. Okay, if I keep going, I'm gonna keep going. So I love you guys. Peace out. Bye.